Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Easy Trimester here. So it's Sunday, it's in the evening, and I'm up at Arrowhead Harley. No surprise again. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison of two Softails tonight. It will be the Sport Glide and the Heritage. When I asked Rob earlier, what do you want to do a comparison on, he was pretty confident about these two having enough similarities and enough differences that this would be a great comparison for you guys. So I'm gonna head on in. He's got the place closed up, at least as far as staff goes, so should be pretty quiet for us to shoot this video. All right, here we are. We've got the Sport Glide and the Heritage right here, and then there's Rob. How you doing, Rob?
Good.
All right, man. Tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah. Sure thing. So today we thought we would kind of do a comparison between a couple of cruisers, but you got two very different options here. As you can see, both bikes offer some wind protection. The Sport Glide on the left in the form of that mini fairing. It does have various size windshields you can add to that as well. And the Heritage on the right in the form of a standard windshield. Both bikes give you the ability to take some cargo with you, be it a passenger, which they're already set up for two-up riding, or in the form of the saddlebags that they've got there on the bikes. And that's kind of where the similarities end. They're both in the Softail family, I guess. A couple more things. They both have the 107 motor. They're running the same transmission. But when you get down to some of the performance factors, the Sport Glide actually has a lower ride height, so a lower seat height rather. Bikes are sharing similar ground clearance. You've obviously, as you can see, you've got a traditional fork on the Heritage, whereas the Sport Glide is operating on an inverted fork. So for those of you who are performance minded, you know something about unsprung weight and the advantages of that. The Sport Glide also offers a lower seat height, and you also see that it's running on pegs. They are forward controls. There are options there as well if you wanted to change that, whereas the Heritage is running a traditional floorboard. Most people performance minded would prefer a peg over a floorboard. They also have adjustable suspension, or at least adjustable preload, and that's for the back of both motorcycles. You'll notice on the Sport Glide, you actually have a knob located on the outside of the bike, which allows you easy access to make adjustments. Now when it comes to the Heritage, you actually have to remove the seat, which means taking off the passenger pillion, taking off the rider seat, and then get down inside there with a small tool to make your adjustment. So if you're looking to cruise around town, you've got to haul some things with you, be it your passenger's gear, maybe some things for work. They're both bikes that would work very well for commuting. They're both bikes that would work very well for longer rides. They both give you the ability to haul what's important to you, whether it's your laptop for work or supplies while you're on a longer trip. But for those of you who are a little more performance minded and you want to get away from kind of the nostalgia of the traditional Harley, that basic black and chrome look, you can get into something that's a little more modern edge, a little more wild in appearance, but definitely has some features aimed more at performance. Both great bikes. We're all different types of riders, so depending on what you're trying to accomplish, you go with the Sport Glide on the left if you want to bang some twisties and really get out there and get in it a little bit more. And the Heritage will handle it, but just not quite as well. So I'm not really giving a recommendation one way or another. Both are great bikes. I would say it really depends on your individual riding style and where you'll be riding the bike.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first at Arrowhead Harley-Davidson in Peoria. It sounds to me like they're equally great bikes. The Sport Glide having the performance edge over the Heritage. But all in all, great review, great information. While we're at it, let's go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you guys can stay up to date on these bike versus bike videos. Also, Rob, I hear that there's something coming up here in a couple weeks, November 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some demos out here. So if you want to ride the Sport Glide, the Heritage, or any other model we have in the Harley lineup, come see us that weekend, 2-3 November. We'll be running those until about 4 p.m. each day. You can ride one, some, or all, anything you want to, narrow down your options and see what's really best for you.
Perfect. Well, thanks a lot, Rob. And as always, guys, stay safe out there.